0-6. Oh and 6. Oh and 6. Oh and 6. This is Sasha Banks' 6th consecutive loss at WrestleMania. Oh. Frustrated isn't the word, how I am right now. And you may think I'm going to yell, I'm going to rant, and I'm going to be extremely pissed. I'm not going to do that. I should have expected it. I came into it confident that hopefully Sasha Banks would get a win. Because it's the main event. It was the main event match of WrestleMania. See, the problem is, Sasha Banks has been doing this her entire career. Sasha Banks has been putting people over her entire career. She's been doing it her entire career. She's always the one that's called upon. Always. She's always the one called upon to help Vince McMahon get a new star over. But I got a question for you. Now, we could see Asuka do the same thing tomorrow, but for now, I just want to ask everybody this question. Why is Sasha Banks the only one that has to do this shit? Why is Sasha Banks the only one that should be putting younger talent over, making new stars? Why can't Charlotte do it? And I love Charlotte. Why can't Charlotte make a new star? Why can't Alexa Bliss make a new star? The only person that I can think of that Alexa Bliss made a new star out of was Nia Jax at WrestleMania 34. Yeah, one person. And that was only because they're best friends. It's not because Alexa thought Nia was a good wrestler and she was deserving. It's more because they were just friends. Alexa Bliss has never put anyone over other than Nia. Charlotte barely ever helps anybody create stars. And I love Charlotte, but she doesn't do it. Asuka is another one. She's been around for years. She's almost 40 years old. And as far as I am aware, and following Asuka's career since joining WWE, I don't think I've ever seen her make a new star. She's a she is classified as one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet. So is Charlotte. She's considered one of the best wrestlers in the world. And so is Sasha Banks, considered one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. If these three women are considered the best women's wrestlers in the world, why is Sasha Banks the only one that is getting called upon by Vince McMahon to help him create his next big star? Why can't Charlotte do it? Why can't Asuka help? It's always Sasha Banks. It can't be somebody else. And I said this to myself while I was watching. I truly believe Vince McMahon doesn't have faith in any of his other women to help make new stars. I don't think Vince has faith in Charlotte, Alexa, to help him create new stars. The only reason why he calls upon Sasha Banks is because she's one of the best workers in the world, and he knows she can do the job. But that basically tells me that everything they do with Charlotte, proclaiming her as the greatest women's wrestler of all time, that's all just a bunch of baloney. It's just a bunch of baloney that they just use that as an excuse to label Charlotte as a great competitor. And I love Charlotte. You know I'm one of the biggest Charlotte. You follow my channel and you know that I am a huge Charlotte fan. If Charlotte Flair is truly the greatest women's wrestler of all time, according to WWE, why isn't the greatest women's wrestler of all time going out there making Bianca Belair look good? Why isn't the greatest women's wrestler of all time going out there making Rhea Ripley look good? Mandy Rose or any other young, upcoming, rising star? I don't get it. It's frustrating. That's for sure. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. I'm just disappointed. WWE has let us down again. I don't understand why Sasha Banks isn't allowed to win at WrestleMania. I don't know why. I don't know why she's not allowed to win at WrestleMania. And everybody loves to meme it up. Meme it up. I swear to God, I see it all the damn time. I swear to God, I see it all over the damn timeline. They're memeing it up. Memeing Sasha Banks as the female Undertaker. That she can't buy a win at WrestleMania. She's 0-6, the Sasha Taker. God, that's so damn irritating. There was a rain delay that happened at the start of the show. It was delayed for 30 minutes. But then we get to our opening match, and that was Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title. This started the show. Everyone was telling me that WWE broke up the Hurt Business to make sure Bobby Lashley is booed and Drew McIntyre is cheered. Well, guess what? Drew McIntyre was cheered, and so was Bobby Lashley. Both men were cheered. Many people were saying, oh, Drew McIntyre is going to be booed at WrestleMania. He wasn't booed. Unless you're going to pretend you heard boos. He wasn't booed at WrestleMania. So you were wrong. To all the people that said that the reason why the Hurt Business was broken up, for that specific reason, you're all wrong. To my surprise, Bobby Lashley won. He beat Drew McIntyre. And I think Drew McIntyre, you know, because I've been hearing a rumor going around that there could be a shake-up planned after WrestleMania. Well, if that's the true, well, if that tends to happen, I don't know, it's just rumored. If this is true and it's going to happen, just send Drew McIntyre over to Smackdown. Because why not? Because why not? Like, what else what is left for Drew McIntyre on Raw? What is left for Drew McIntyre on the Red brand? You may as well move the guy over to SmackDown. So Bobby Lashley won. The almighty era continues. Great. Oh, put me to sleep. Tag Team Turmoil. #1 contender match. Naomi and Lana started against Billie Kay and Carmella. And I'm not surprised they started, to be fair. The Fabulous Fatales, as I call Billy and Mella. To my surprise, the team that I expected to win were the first ones eliminated. Billie Kay got the pin on Naomi. That was the biggest shocker on WrestleMania for me, early on anyway. So Billie Kay got a pinfall win at WrestleMania. Does that extend her WrestleMania victory record to 2-0? No, it doesn't. Billie Kay's undefeated streak is over. You need to get that guy's face when the streak was ended. Guess we should get that guy's face. Billie Kay was eliminated then by the Riot Squad, who came out next. Jesus, why do the Riot Squad always mess with Billie Kay? First the Riot Squad and Billie Kay's tag team with Peyton Royce, and now they eliminate her from the Turmoil. Seriously, the Riot Squad really hate Billie Kay. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke came out next. Mandy Rose, slipped. Everyone memed it up at her. Poor Mandy. Now everyone's going to meme her forever as God's greatest slipper. Mandy Rose has got her long blonde hair back. Love that. I love the long hair of Mandy Rose. Long hair Mandy is my favorite. So I'm glad she's got her long hair back. And they were both wearing shades. Glasses is what we call them. I don't know why they were wearing shades. But Dana and Mandy were wearing shades. And they both look gorgeous. They were both wearing pink. They were both looking gorgeous. But Brooke Rose and the Riots had a decent outing. But the Riots would beat Rose and Brooke by pinning Brooke. And then the only heel team in this match, Natalya and Tamina, would come out to the ring and they would win the match. Yes, Natalya and Tamina win this match. Now, Mandy and Dana were definitely not heels in this match. Definitely not. Carmella and Billie Kay, they're the confusing one in all of this. I don't know if they're faces or if they're heels. My friend tells me, they're acting like baby faces. But a part of me thinks they're heels. I don't know. It's so confusing what the hell Billie Kay and Carmella are. But regardless, the issue here is you had a heel team win. You had a heel team win this gauntlet. Or this turmoil, I should say. The problem is you've been having Lana feud with Nia and Shayna for months and months and months. Now, I don't like Lana. I know, not many people like Lana. But the storytelling here is that Lana and Naomi have been feuding with Nia and Shayna. Naomi got into it when she was sent to Raw, when she came back from her injury. But Lana has been dealing with Nia and Shayna for months. So you think it would have made sense for Naomi and Lana to shock the world and become the #1 contenders, and then eventually finally get their revenge on Nia and Shayna and win the tag team titles. Now, yes, Lana holding a championship isn't something people want to see. But if it makes sense to the storytelling, it should happen. But it didn't. So that is what surprised me, is that the team that I felt like was going to win, or that should have really won, didn't win. But you went with a heel team. You gave Tamina a WrestleMania moment instead of Sasha Banks. Now, I said I wouldn't yell, but that is disgraceful. That is a disgrace. That is total disgrace. Cesaro and Seth Rollins, they had a good match. Cesaro would get the victory here. Seth Rollins debuted new music as well. Seth's new music isn't too bad, I suppose. I like it. Cesaro would get the win with a neutralizer on Cesaro. Yeah, Cesaro pins himself. Good on you, Pat. Cesaro would pin Seth Rollins with the neutralizer. Decent. It was a decent match. AJ Styles and Omos would become the new Raw Tag Team Champions. This match was probably the most predictable one out of them all. I think we all knew Styles and Omos were going to win the championships here. Omos, you know, he looked good. He looked like a good dominant man. He was Mr. Suitman, as I'm probably going to be calling him. He's not wearing actual ring gear. He just comes out in a suit with a black shirt and black pants. So, big suit guy. Omos would pin Xavier. I think he looked... Xavier, who looked like Cedric Alexander Woods. No joke, when I looked at Xavier Woods, I thought for a second that was Cedric Alexander. No joke. Big E did the introduction for the New Day as well, which was pretty cool. But Styles and Omos would become the tag team champions. Omos joins Paige and Carlito to make their debut and win a championship in their first actual match. So there you go. Omos joins a very elite group. And now we've got Grand Slam Styles. Because AJ Styles has now won every championship possible. A world title, both mid-card titles, and the tag team title. See that Ember Moon? See that Ember Moon? Styles doesn't have to win the other tag team titles to be a Grand Slam champion. Stupid bitch. Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon, I paid zero attention to this match. I really did not care. Braun won. So Braun gets back-to-back victories at WrestleMania. Actually, now that I think about it, Braun is actually on a winning streak at WrestleMania. One at WrestleMania 34, one at WrestleMania 35, one at WrestleMania 36, and he won at WrestleMania 37. Braun Strowman is on a 4-match winning streak at WrestleMania. But yet Sasha Banks can't get one win. This will be the last match we'll talk about, and we'll call it a review. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest took on The Miz and John Morrison. And you know what? I cannot believe I am saying this, but Bad Bunny was absolutely impressive. Absolutely impressive. I am in total disbelief at how good Bad Bunny was in this match. I'm shocked. I am legitimately shocked that this man goes out there and actually he's selling moves, he's actually wrestling. It is not very often a celebrity would come in and actually be a wrestler. Bad Bunny looked absolutely impressive in that ring. I'm stunned. I am stunned about how impressive Bad Bunny was. And Bad Bunny, he might have challenged Adam Cole to the who can do a better Panama Sunrise. Because Bad Bunny performed a Panama Sunrise on John Morrison on the outside. Absolutely impressive. Absolutely impressive. Even that got a reaction out of me. I am stunned that Bad Bunny impressed me. A guy I gave zero shit about. A guy I had no interest in seeing on my television. And here I am at the end of WrestleMania Night 1 telling you that Bad Bunny had a hell of a performance at WrestleMania. This man was absolutely impressive. It surprised me. It literally did. Bad Bunny would pin The Miz after Damian Priest would hit the Lights Out. Or the Reckoning. Because it's now got a new name. We'd hit the Lights Out on The Miz, and Bad Bunny would jump off the top rope and give The Miz a nice splash. Pinning The Miz and winning the match. So yeah, as you guys know, the main event, Bianca Belair is the new SmackDown Women's Champion. Listen, I'm not going to dive this all on Sasha Banks, okay? Does Bianca Belair deserve to have her moment? Yes. Is Bianca Belair a good wrestler? Yes, she is. Can she cut a good promo? Yes, she can. But, I just want to let you guys know this. My only problem with Bianca Belair being a champion is because she's only been in the WWE for a year. Well, main roster, I should say. She was in NXT for about, what, 4 years? 5 years? Couldn't win a single championship. Everyone was comparing Bianca Belair to Sasha Banks. Calling her the Sasha Banks of NXT takeovers because she didn't win a single takeover. Everyone was comparing Bianca to Sasha Banks. Well, the comparisons need to end because Bianca Belair, sir, is hell not going to have a zero-loss record at it. She's certainly not going to have a winless record at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair is 1-1 at WrestleMania. She appeared in a battle royal and she was here. So clearly she's already better than Sasha Banks when it comes to WrestleMania wins. But my problem is that Bianca Belair, it's way too early. It's just way too damn early for Bianca Belair to be sitting on top of the mountain. What if this fails? What if this experiment fails? What if this all blows up in Vince's face? And this is just a flop experiment? It's stupid how Vince McMahon said he was ready to create a new star with Bianca Belair, but the report said he was going to do it with Peyton Royce and Bianca Belair, but who ended up getting the push? Bianca Belair did. Clearly not Peyton Royce. That's the thing that actually kind of pisses me off in a way. Because they both were apparently Vince's next big projects, and Peyton Royce has done nothing. So Bianca being pushed so early since being called up to the main roster, it's kind of silly. It's kind of silly because Charlotte did the same thing. Charlotte did the exact same thing. She was like Divas Champion within like 2 months. 2 or 3 months since her arrival on the main roster. Sure, Charlotte won it way more earlier than Bianca did. But I'm just saying that when you push someone so quickly, when you push someone as heavily as you have, you're gonna get people that are gonna say that she's being shoved down our throats. You're gonna get people complaining. Yes, this was a historic moment. A lot of people are just saying, well, lighten up. It's just a historical moment. 2 black women main eventing WrestleMania. Yes, I get it. And I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them that they got their main event and everybody is happy. They got their main event match. They got what they wanted. But as a fan, sitting here, supporting Sasha Banks for years, it just breaks my heart that she just can't get a win. Sasha Banks looked different. She came out with green hair. She had blue and green in her hair, which I'm not a real fan of that look. I really didn't like it all that much. But tomorrow's another day for WrestleMania. Bianca deserves her moment, yes. And she can have her moment. That is not my problem. I don't mind her having her moment. She deserves to have her moment, but I just wish Sasha Banks got her moment as well. Sasha deserves her moment as much as Bianca Belair does. That's all I'm trying to say. But we're moving on to night 2 tomorrow. I definitely will be heartbroken tomorrow as well when I see Rhea Ripley and Randy Orton lose. So I may as well get myself prepared for that as well. So anyway, guys, that is my review for WrestleMania Night 1. Overall, wrestling-wise, Night 1 was a very good show of wrestling. I really did enjoy, quite some of the matches. Braun and Shane, I didn't give two shits about. That was like I didn't really care for the Bad Bunny match until I was surprised how good Bad Bunny was. But overall, I will say a solid, good show, an 8 out of 10 for me. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Hit that thumbs up. Comment your thoughts and opinions of WrestleMania down below. We did have fans in the audience, but we didn't really hear them much. We did see them, but we didn't really hear them. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you all tomorrow for night 2.